All right, guys, so I want to start out doing something a little different. Getting away from the black truck, we're actually going to be looking at my 2014 Polaris 570. I've had this four-wheeler since 2014. It was bought new in 2014. It has, the only thing really done to it are going to be 27-inch swamp witches, and I have EPI clutch kit. And what I'm going to be doing today is pulling apart the belt housing, because I do have a slight leak, and also I believe that the bolts for the clutch kit, the bolts on the primary clutch, have backed out just a touch because the four-wheeler doesn't have as much power as it has, and I'm getting a slight clicking sound from up front. It could be coming from the clutch engaging, but I'm not going to be able to video too much of the experience, but I can video kind of like the before and after I get some parts off. I don't really have anywhere to set up a camera, but I'm going to carry y'all along for the ride, and we'll see what it looks like. All right, guys, so I did get a little carried away before I did come back with a video, but all I did was take the back plastic off. There it is, and the rack is actually sitting maybe under it. Yeah, it's sitting under it. So all you have to do to take the back plastic off is pull every screw that's in your rack out. It's going to be a little star head, and it's going to have, most of them will have nuts on the bottom. I think there's 2 or 3 that have these just little clips right here, so they just screw right out. And after that, there's going to be 4 push tabs. Those same push tabs are on the rest of the plastic. They're going to be 2 right here and 2 more on down. But that's all it is. Just pull your seat off, and you take that right off. Just make sure and hook your taillights before you try and take it off. But I always like to pull everything off. I'm going to pull everything off and give this thing a good wash. I'd already washed the radiator out, but it was caked up pretty bad with mud. And I think it's a pretty common problem on these 570s. I've never had a problem with the bike overheating, but I mean, better safe than sorry. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to flush fluids in the front diff, change that out. I may even do a coolant flush. I haven't decided yet, but what we are focusing on right now is this primary drive clutch. So I got to run to the shop real quick and grab a pry bar, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and put it through the clutch to keep it from spinning. I'm going to take this bolt out, and then I'm going to put my clutch puller in there, screw it in. It's going to pop the primary clutch out. And then I'm going to take, I don't actually have the clutch compression tool, but I do have a bearing press. What I'm going to do is set it on the press with a big socket, big enough to go around this, and that way it applies even pressure. I'm going to push it down, and I'm going to pull these bolts out and put some blue Loctite on them. That way we don't have the problem with them backing out again. But as you can see right in there, I do have the stiffer spring. It's EPI Mutter clutch kit is what I put in. But I made sure to put the stiffest spring just to have that much more power and a little bit higher RPM engagement, or higher engagement at higher RPMs. But everything is looking good. The only problem I've had is one star head right there stripped out on my little step board. So I may have to come up with something to get that out, but I'll get back to y'all when I get this clutch pulled. All right, so we did get the primary clutch right here pulled off. So for anybody that's wanting to do this, it's definitely not hard. It looks like there's going to be 8 bolts around the clutch cover right here. You just pull those out, pull the clutch cover off, make sure you loosen up your hose clamps for the breathers, for the intake and exhaust. But you just pull that off, and you'll have your normal bolt that is through the primary like that. You'll want to get you a long bar. Mine's long enough actually that I can rest it on the strut tower right here, and then when I'm loosening or tightening, I just kind of prop it up, and I take the bolt out. Then I insert my clutch puller right here. You put that through, you thread it in, and what it does is it pushes like that when it says you tighten it up slowly with hand torque, no impact. Slowly tighten it up, and it'll just pop the primary clutch right off, and that's all it takes. But so all we're going to do is go press this in, put some blue Loctite on these bolts, and I might even pull the back side of this cover off, or look at waterproofing it, because I haven't a problem with water getting my belt or getting on my belt, but I do believe it's just this seal that runs around the box right here. As you can see, it's kind of flat on me. I may just run a piece of silicone around it and try it like that, and may just have to get back in here and pull all this off again. I'm probably going to ride it without the plastic for just a touch, or just a little bit, just so I can get everything straightened out before I do. And who knows, I might even go ahead and buy a snorkel kit and just snorkel it. Since I have all the plastic off, it'd be so much easier to snorkel it right now. But we will be back after we get that primary taken care of. So we did get the primary put on. We retorqued these bolts, put some Loctite on them. We torqued the primary clutch to 50 foot-pounds. The only problem or issue that I've had is I kind of didn't pay attention to which way my belt was running. I think I got it right because it had a little wear to it where the bigger end was on one side and the smaller end was on the other, just like how it's sitting. So I'm hoping I don't have any problems out of that, but worst come to worst, I can get me a new belt if it messes anything up. However, the plastic is not back on. I just set it on there, just get it out of the way, get it out of the floor. But I think the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna work on waterproofing that belt housing, because as you can tell, last night I didn't have a torque wrench to do that. This is actually the next day that I'm videoing this. I didn't have a torque wrench because it was at my brother's house, so I had to wait on that. So I went ahead and took this strut tower off right here and hub, and what I'm gonna try and do is wheel bearing. Press that out and put a new wheel bearing in. I'm gonna do that. Got some axles ordered. I've also got a exhaust, snorkels, and soundbar ordered, so y'all get to see that put on. But this is all we got for now. I'll be back with the next update. All right, guys, so I just want to give a quick update. I got this all finished up. I'm about to run a quick bead of silicone around that, seal it up, and then I'm going to take it and dry it through some water, and we're going to see how well it's actually sealed up. And what I want to check is to see if the back of the housing is actually leaking. That's a real common problem on these. They just have like a little zip tie holding the seal. And it seems to be, I've kind of pulled on a little bit, pressed all around it. It seems to be making a pretty good seal, but I guess we'll see. But I did go ahead and get the wheel back on it just for the time being, because my bearings are on the way. But because I think it's only 3 or 4 bolts, pull that off, no big deal. Pull the strut tower off, but I just wanted to run through it real quick and we'll get back to it. We still are without it, so we're gonna have to be kind of careful, make sure we don't get stuck in water, but I think everything's gonna go good. This thing's gonna eventually turn into a pretty nice little machine, so catch y'all later.